Yo, what is going on? And welcome to another episode of the Urban Pitch Podcast, the beautiful game of life, part of the Believe Network. I'm Ramsey Abushala, editor-in-chief of UrbanPitch.com. Julio Matarosa, Bridget Flores. We're back in the building. What's going on, y'all? How we doing?
And we're better.
Yeah.
Kind of.
Yeah.
Back.
A little bit. We're back.
Making it work, making it
Took a
happen.
little break after the World Cup, you know.
Been a while.
Like, let the whole whirlwind kind of wind down.
Take it all in.
Yeah, exactly. Maybe take just a little bit of a
Tiny
break. Like, you know,
yeah.
take some time for ourselves.
Yeah.
You know, we're making ourselves better. Sometimes you have to choose yourself to elevate your overall vibrations, right?
Yes.
That's what we're
The
learning.
higher the vibration,
Yeah.
the more progress you make for yourself.
Exactly.
Self-love, baby.
Yeah,
It's all
self-love
about
is the key.
self-love.
Yeah.
If you give good vibes to the world, the world will repay you with good vibes back.
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
When you
yeah.
offer low vibrations, you receive low vibrations.
Exactly. Yeah. So
Hating
we're
is
all
low
reading.
vibrations activity.
Yeah. If you can't tell, we've all been reading the same self-help book over the last month.
Because we need help.
Yeah, because low-key, the squad needs a little bit of help.
We were some low vibration people.
Hey,
It was
we
a
struggled
rough-
together. We're getting better together.
It was a rough June and July. We were doing a lot of low vibration activities, feeling high vibrations,
high.
but you know,
We're
low-key.
even
Acting
eating
low.
high vibration foods.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, exactly.
we're doing good right now.
Yeah. But before we get into today's episode, it's not like we weren't working over this break. We got a new ad. A new sponsor.
There we go.
So shout out to our guy David Sandoval and the law offices of Kim Au and Associates. Call our guy David. He'll take care of all your personal injury needs. We'll put all of his info in the show notes and the description. So check that out. Shout out to David.
Shout out to David. Yeah, man.
One of your OGs, right?
Any injury that you have here in LA or in Nevada, he's able to help you out. Reach out to the boy David.
Period.
He will hook you up.
There it is.
Yeah. So shout out to David. But now we can get into the pod. It's been about a month since we did the last one following the World Cup final. How have you guys been? Like, I feel like we've been chatting. I haven't seen you guys in person since the final, right?
You've been traveling. That's why, dude.
Yeah,
You're
I know.
Mr. Worldwide. Pitbull.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I was in
countrywide.
Yeah, nation. I stayed
Nationwide.
domestic. I stayed
Statewide.
domestic for
Yeah.
now. We just planned our honeymoon. We set up our dates. So
Ooh.
we'll be going to hitting Paris in September.
Okay.
There you go.
Paris.
I know.
Le
Paris.
croissant.
Yeah, the local. Yeah.
Oh, so you're going to Paris?
Yeah, so we're going to Paris in
I thought you were in Portugal.
end of September. We were thinking about it, but the flights were not ideal to getting to Portugal. It was you had to fly to Paris or to London. Like you had to do a bunch of connections. So it was easier just to go to Paris. We're like, go to Paris. Like, might as well just stay in Paris. And then we have like a few things planned, like
That's
going
exciting.
around some day trips and
'Cause
stuff.
it's
so.
easy to jump around once you're like in Europe, right?
Yeah, they can take the train. Like it's a real place.
That's so
they got
cool.
real infrastructure. You can get to like.
What's it like to be in a real place?
Exactly.
Tell us.
Yeah. It's a country with real infrastructure.
We love that.
Yeah, but speaking of, I was just in Chicago, man, and like the trains in Chicago, like it's like
Quality?
super easy. Like just hop on and hop off. Like, we were getting around.
So I like it.
Getting
Just
around
hop
the
on and
city,
hop off.
like yeah. But yeah, it's been a cool month. Getting to kind of decompress after the craziness that was the World Cup.
Yeah.
How
I
about y'all?
know.
What have y'all been up to?
I feel like it was just like right after the World Cup, there was just like a little bit of silence. Like the streets were kind of like quiet, but it was still summer, so things were still popping off. And then of course we have MLS coming back, right? Like thank you, we'll take it from here vibes. Then NWSL kicked off.
Yeah.
So I think the summer of soccer is still
Very much so.
very much
But yeah.
on the go, but the intensity of like watch parties, activations, outside, watch a game, kind of died down. It was kind of sad. It was just like, dang, like it's kind of like low, like the energies is low.
Well,
but yeah, I don't know.
Yeah,
That's
but
how I felt.
we took the time off to let all these fake soccer fans doing content for soccer for the World Cup to die down.
Yeah.
So now we're back.
Say it with your
Yeah,
chest.
now we're back. OGs in this. So yeah, but yeah, man, it was a lot of soccer, and now I feel like Leagues Cup as well.
Yeah.
I'm kind of digging like if you don't win the game, you go into penalties.
Right.
It's so crazy.
It's fun. I was there for the Querétaro LAFC game, and they won the penalties, and I was sitting right behind the goal where they had the penalties. Dude,
That's a cool experience.
it was an amazing experience.
Yeah.
Yeah, shout out to the plug. She knows who she is. But yeah, so
That is actually a crazy view.
Yeah,
and
definitely.
that's because LAFC was considered, I think, away for that match.
Okay.
Which is why they flipped the location
Oh,
of PKs.
I thought it's because they flipped the coin. Whoever wins
They did?
the coin flip, they decide what goes.
Usually it's like who goes first and then which side you take the penalties on. So
Yeah.
I don't know if that. I don't know what the case was,
but all I know was lucky. I was like, we were waiting like, all
Could be
right,
wrong.
what side is it gonna be? What side is it gonna be? And then we saw the refs coming this way,
Damn.
and we're like, oh yeah, it's on.
Yeah.
Shout out to Allison, the goalie for Querétaro. I was cursing him the whole time. If you watch the
Jesus.
game, I'm right behind. I had the red LAFC hat, but yeah, I kind of like it. I wish though it would go into like MLS 96 shootouts.
Right.
Man.
Yeah. I think I saw some people criticizing like the Leagues Cup. Like it's like if you're a new fan, right, and you're getting so let me see what's going on in MLS, right? And they had maybe 1 or 2 match days after the World Cup, and then it jumped right into Leagues Cup, and people were like, why are they pausing the season and going into this new competition? I actually think that's a cool thing.
It's cool, yeah. I enjoy it.
Like for new fans, right, looking to get into their local team, right, and you're watching like now, it's like, oh, they're playing Liga MX teams. This is kind of interesting. It's a new thing, and to me, like Leagues Cup is it's based off of like the EFL Cup in England, the Carabao Cup, right? Where it's like it's not as open as the FA Cup or the US Open Cup here, where it's like all teams are invited. It's like a closed off league, right? It's just the
3 countries.
Yeah, exactly. And so now it's for Leagues Cup just North America, Canada, Mexico, and or MLS and Liga MX, right? And it's super unique. Like you don't really see that, and you kind of get some wacky matchups. No matter what the Liga MX fans say, like, oh, we don't really care. This is just a paycheck for us. Like, they care, you know? Like, when Liga MX teams play, they don't want to lose to MLS teams.
Yeah.
Like, they straight up don't. Like, that's not a good look for them. With the kind of, like, battle for supremacy between these two leagues. And it's not a perfect competition by any means, but I think for a new fan, like, getting into this and just be like, yo, like, is this really, like, what I'm missing? Like, it's a little bit chaotic, a little bit of a new, like, feel to what you're used to seeing.
And like something like what I was talking. Shout out to Rob. The reason I was sitting there is because my friend Rob is a season tickets, and nobody else came. But I was talking to him like, when are you gonna see Lloris block penalties? This guy did it in the World Cup finals. Yeah. So
you see it there again.
Yeah. So a lot of the new you can hear the new fans talking about, oh, he did this in the finals against Argentina. So like it's a special moment, especially for new fans coming in. They get to experience something that sometimes they won't experience unless you're a playoff game. For a regular game, it's amazing to have to experience as a fan.
I think another thing about this season in particular is the fact that you get to see, for example, for me, like I'm a Mexican national team fan, and we got to see a lot of the players that played for the national team in this World Cup in this league. Like we saw El Piojo with Chivas. We saw the other guys, like the younger guys, you know, Gutierrez, Hormiga. Like we got to see them come back and represent for the team that they play on a day-to-day, but they just came back from one of the biggest world events, and now you're getting to see them in this league playing against your home team. I think that brings it all together even more, especially if you're just starting to become a fan because of the World Cup, and then you're following into MLS, and then you're watching these tournaments. You're just like, wait, what? Like, he was just playing in the World Cup, and now he's playing here, and I'm watching this game, and they went into PKs. Like, that is just, like, to me, that was, like, so sick to, like, see that all come together.
And you see, and you think that we're growing as a country in the soccer space, but then you see in America and Chivas come, and you see their fans following them. Yeah. And these MLS stadiums become Liga MX stadiums. Against Portland, forgot the guy's name. He was upset that it was an America.
Yes, stadium.
It was America Stadium, and they travel. You seen it here at the LAFC games.
Chivas took over.
Chivas takes over. America has taken over before. It shows that even though we're growing, we're going on the right path. We still have a long, long way to go.
Yeah, and for the new fans to kind of get that atmosphere is really cool.
It's amazing.
And I mean, it's going to be wacky regardless, right? MLS is, that's why we love the league, right? It's not, you know, this like very traditional, like straight up league where, you know, they try to be, and there's facets of the league that are, but then you have stuff like the Leagues Cup, which is a little bit of a curveball. And if you're a new fan trying to get into the game and you see this, then you maybe look into the history of this competition. What does it mean for the winners? Like, what do they get besides money? Like, they get, CONCACAF Champions League. What's CONCACAF Champions League? You know, like, or Champions Cup. Right.
CONCACAF Champions or something?
Yeah, it's called CONCACAF Champions Cup now. But anyways, like, what's that? Oh, well, how important is this? How many MLS teams have won, right?
What does that look like?
Exactly. So now you're starting to kind of maybe want to dive into that wormhole, especially if you're like a new fan that's really wanting to get into this and want to go beyond, like, I want to pay attention to soccer for more than just once every 4 years, you know? So it's a really cool thing to see, like, new things in the sphere of U.S. soccer, where I feel like everything else is trying to build off of tradition and nostalgia and retroness. And I want to talk about that for like another part of this conversation that we want to have today. But seeing like the new stuff is cool to see too.
Yeah, and I feel like League Cup is like, remember when MTV had What's Next?
Yeah.
Because a lot of young players have debuted in this League Cup. Drew Tyler. Drew Terry. I love his game. He's 17 years old. Guy plays like he's like 35, like calm on the ball. Querétaro had a LA kid. His dad used to own one of the biggest Sunday leagues out here, where all the amateurs, like if you were a great Sunday league player here in LA, South LA, you played in that league. His son debuted with Querétaro, and he came back, and I saw all like the Sunday league players come and support him.
That's
Is
cool.
it Mono?
Mono, Mono from Mexico. Played for the Galaxy Academy. Played for the Mexican youth national teams, and he signed with Querétaro. So just seeing that, like seeing a lot of these young players, and not only for Querétaro, like all around the League Cup, you see a lot of the young players having their shine. So I see it as like the MTV. Who's next? What to watch for?
Yeah.
So it's
unsigned hype.
Unsigned hype. There you go.
Yeah,
How many mics do you give it? Like,
right. Yeah.
That's what I enjoy about the Leagues Cup.
I think that also adds to the fact that in Leagues Cup, like, yes, it's an important tournament and you should want to win every game, but it is also an opportunity to kind of risk and throw in those new players and debut them and see what they really have to put in when it comes down to sit down. Yes. Down.
Shout out to Juice.
Down.
We got a special guest in the
special guest in the building.
It gives a chance to these academy players to see like
Yep.
how much have they developed, and instead of like we don't want to lose a MLS game because points really matter. Here, have a
and they get to
cup.
shine. They get to shine.
Today's episode is brought to you by David Sandoval and the law offices of Kim, Au, and Associates. Whether it's car and truck accidents, pedestrian injuries, slip and falls, or property damage cases, call our guy David at 323-793-2122, and he'll get you taken care of. Make sure to tell him that Urban Pitch sent you. That's 323-793-2122. Call David Sandoval for any personal injury cases, and be sure to mention that Urban Pitch sent you. And the ruthless nature of Leagues Cup, it's like pretty hard to advance, right? Because if you lose a game, you're like, it's hard to bounce back from that and still advance. And even a draw,
then, you could win. You could be winning, but you have to get the points.
Right.
Yeah.
And the points is what matters, because if not, then you're just, if there's a team that's stacking against based off goal points, and you're winning every game, like, it's an interesting. I think it's cool. I think it keeps things exciting.
I like it for that, for our young players to get their chance, because it's hard to get it during regular season, just because what it means, like where you qualify position, if you're a top team going for that Shields Cup,
Supporter Shields
Cup. So I'm all for Leagues Cup.
Yeah, and getting into what I was kind of touching on before, like the newness of the Leagues Cup kind of contrasts against the Archive Collection that just dropped, right? So MLS, for their third straight year, they dropped like a retro-inspired collection for 8 different teams, and these are essentially third kits for these clubs. So I don't know if MLS ever did like a league-wide third kit line, like for every team gets a third kit. I know it used to be like on a sale, if like your team crossed like an X amount of jerseys threshold, you would be awarded with a third kit. But now they're doing this Archive Collection, started in 24, LAFC, LA Galaxy, Portland Timbers, I have the list somewhere, but a bunch of teams, right, got the collection there. Last year, Columbus Crew, Seattle Sounders, Charlotte was in the mix. And I think it's cool that they're getting these, designs, and they get, I think a Samba sneaker, at least the last ones. I don't know if this new one did. I can double check. You get the jacket and all that. But we're tapping into like nostalgia and retroness. First off, before we get into that, what are your thoughts on the collection as a whole in terms of like the design, the aesthetic, the feel, all that?
I like it. I think it's cool. I think it's refreshing to see something outside of the home versus away. I think it gives fans and season ticket holders and just like the full fan base an opportunity to feel connected on a different level, aside from like what you're seeing every season. And it's also, it gives you some sort of memorabilia of like, this was dropped on this and you can't find it ever again. Or like, for example, like the tan jersey, the third kit for LAFC.
And
that's probably one of my favorites. And it's like so nostalgic, and it's retro. It's based on like the retro vibes from back in the 90s for
LA Aztecs.
LA Aztecs in the 70s. Yep.
But it's for LAFC. It's like, when do you ever get that if it's not for those ideas?
Yeah.
I enjoy them. I enjoy the drop. I just wish they're a little bit more creative with it. Some of the templates, like Phillies, is like, it's just why with the tagging. I get it because of Philly. There's a lot of tags, whatever. But I just wish they could get a little bit more creative. But I enjoy them. Like I look for these drops because like Richard said, it's memorabilia. It's like this season, like it brings you back to that specific time.
Right. I think for the majority of all the different designs over the last 3 years, I'm not mad at most of them. I like a lot of them.
Yeah.
My biggest problem with this is we're tapping into nostalgia for, number one, a league that's not that old.
Teams for 2 years old.
And number two, like Austin FC was in this year's. I love purple jerseys. I like how this looks a lot. Austin, we're doing a retro jersey for a team that doesn't know a world without COVID. Like Austin FC's inaugural season was 2021, right? Charlotte FC was in the mix last year. LAFC was in the mix the first year, right? And look, I get you want to tap into a retro feel, but it doesn't make sense to have like, we're tapping into nostalgia for what though? But
going back to your point when you said earlier, when this goes like deep diving into the history of U.S. soccer, like LAFC's drop, Aztecs, it gives you to this wormhole like about the founders of U.S. soccer.
Yeah,
of course these teams probably don't have an MLS presence, but they might have an NPSL or a presence that they had back in the days that they're going back to those original colors.
Right.
I haven't made the research, so I don't know.
Yeah,
if that's the case.
But I mean, like LA Aztecs is a completely different organization than LAFC.
But they were the first LA team to have here. We had Cruyff. We had the
George Best.
Yeah,
a lot. That's an iconic team.
Exactly.
But
they played in the Coliseum.
I don't think it makes sense to combine that with LAFC. And especially with a team like Austin, who, like I said, this is their 5th year of existence. They have a great if they were a kid born in 2021, they're not even in first grade yet. And we're talking about looking back into we're tapping into nostalgia. We're doing retro for retro's sake, which to me,
yeah, I definitely get that.
And it's not just MLS. I'm not criticizing MLS. This is as a whole. We're relying a little bit too much on throwback and nostalgia, and we always want that warm hug of something familiar.
Yeah.
Instead of trying to do something new and groundbreaking. And like with Atlanta United, they did the 404 kit. I don't know if that was part of this. It was like based on Outcast, right? It was based on the Aquemini album cover.
Yeah.
And it was wacky. Like it didn't, and it tied to the city, right? And it tied to history, and obviously Aquemini is an iconic album. But in terms of jersey design, it was something new. And I personally, I didn't think the design worked. I appreciate that more than I do something like the Austin FC jersey, which is a really cool design, but it's playing for a single instead of going for a home run.
Yeah.
And I think when it comes to movies, when it comes to TV shows, when it comes to art, we're trying to play it a little too safe with reboots, remakes, IP, because right, the new Spider-Man movie just came out, right? You make a Spider-Man movie, it's gonna make $500 million,
Yeah.
right? It's gonna make $1 billion, or maybe even $1 billion, right? That's fine, right? Spider-Man is like Spider-Man, but when you're doing like fantastic, like the 9th installment of a Fantastic Four, Fast and the Furious is gonna make another 20 movies, right? You have these like like tentpole, IP, like intellectual properties that, you know, it's like, hey, we can just throw this out here and we're gonna make a ton of money. I want something more original, and that's something that's playing into this. Like I said, the designs are cool. Like I like the Austin one, I like the Vancouver one, I like the even the Orlando one's okay, right?
Yeah, the lion.
Yeah. Like these are like fine designs, but I if we're gonna do third kits, right? Let's try to do something new.
I wish it would do something like with Nike did with the Toma, how they brought in local community-based people that to create jerseys for them. It would be great to see a LAFC Hood Baby collab as a third kit. Yeah. So of course, and I completely agree. Like you're giving somebody a history that doesn't have it. So yeah, go in, tap into these communities. And I know it takes like 2 years for these jerseys to come out, but like tap into this community. See, there's a lot of creators, a lot of people in the fashion space that can create something for the city that the city will appreciate.
Yeah, and if there is like a history like Montreal or like Portland and like the Seattle Sounders one tapped into like the NASL or not NASL, the USL Seattle Sounders, like the old orca whale logo and all that. That's cool. Do that for the teams that have that history, and then for the teams that don't, I really like that LAFC Aztecs jersey. I think that one really works, and that one does have a connection to LA soccer, so that one's a little bit different. But something like Austin, let's try something a little bit new that doesn't look like a retro like 70s jersey, right? Maybe try something like everyone and their mom is moving to Austin, right? Like there's stuff happening in Austin. There's plenty of different stuff.
The
like
comedy scene.
Yeah.
There's a lot.
I didn't really look into it, but is there, because I feel like with these archive kits, there's also the opportunity to really like hone in on the storytelling and even putting out the visual behind like where this idea of the jersey comes from. Is there like story components to each of these jerseys?
Yeah. So
and you don't feel like those tap into something?
So the ones that do work, right? Like Orlando City taps into like the Orlando Lions, which was I think it was an NASL team like from back in the day. And they used like the old Orlando Lions logo as like the sponsor across the jersey. The design itself, it's fine, right?
I like the red jersey.
But the color and the logo both tie into the history. Like Montreal, same thing, where they're doing like the Montreal Impact, like the old Montreal Impact logo. Vancouver, I'm not sure what that Vancouver logo is. I didn't look into that, but Real Salt Lake, they had their old Real Salt Lake logo going across the front. So like the teams that have the history and that have the storytelling to go into like their past.
Yeah.
By all means, like tap into your history, but maybe let's not just make it a retro jersey for a retro jersey. Just to make it like, oh, you know, like everyone wants to have that nostalgic vibe to it. And again, I'm not selling out MLS because a lot of the European teams do it too, where they're doing like Arsenal. I'm an Arsenal fan. Arsenal probably is one of the strongest teams in terms of buying into their nostalgia, right? They do an archive release like this almost every year. They do like the retro tracksuits. They have like the remakes, the reissues of like jerseys from the 90s. They do all of that, but at the same time, they're making breakthroughs with their third kits, with their fourth kits, with some of the other stuff that the collaborations that they're doing with London designers, right?
They have a Tribe Called Quest.
I can't. I don't know. I don't know if they did. Maybe they did. I can't. It doesn't come to me off the top of my head. But like, there's a mix, right? Push the envelope when it needs. Where we're like going into new stuff, and then play the hits, because you're gonna make a Spider-Man movie. It's gonna make $1 billion. You're gonna release a retro Arsenal kit. It's gonna sell out, right? By all means, with that money though that you make from the slam dunks, maybe like try to fund something new where it's like, hey, this is experimental. I don't know if this works. Like one for them, one for you, like that kind of stuff. So
what if
that's just what I want to see.
what if or like they could keep the archived idea, but what if it'd be cool to consider something for MLS teams where every like 3 years or every 2 years they select a few teams that get to do a third kit, but related to like culture, like a cultural tie. So you know how like Barca does the Spotify like collabs with artists, something like that related to their city. Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
And I will say that the home and away jersey designs that MLS has been doing, especially over the last few years, do a really good job of tying into like the storytelling and the history and the local community and all that stuff. So that from that perspective, I think they're doing a really good job. But when you introduce a third kit, like this is like where you want to kind of go for it, and when you want to do something a little bit more out there, and that's not as traditional or typical. So I think something like that, where maybe tying into your whatever, teaming up with a local designer to do it. I know this is like, it's easy for us to sit here and criticize it and do this because the league has a million different things that they have to take into account. And on top of, they can't do it if it's not going to turn a profit, which is just the way things are. But like, it would be nice to see them kind of go for it.
Next time you're having these meetings in the boardroom, invite us. We'll help you guys out. Yeah.
Call us down.
Call us down. We'll make some time.
Yeah. We'll send you the consulting fee.
We ain't cheap.
At least a hot dog each, and maybe a Diet Coke.
I'm telling you, we're not cheap. Them hot dogs are expensive.
Hey, they are.
$20 for a hot dog. I'm like, lady, get out of here.
I know, dude. The hot dogs, like those are. Like they up the price. Dude, they're double the hustle. Yeah,
when they really want to, when they really like want to like
they're like
people.
15 out of the real
the World Cup hot dogs.
They were at 20.
Yeah, they knew what they were doing,
and they were still selling them.
Bro, I don't know if I said this on the podcast or in the group chat, but for the Iran game, they had the signs in Farsi. Like they had them, and like the
hustle.
Yeah, dude, that's so crazy. And like, so shout out to them.
They're probably like, okay, who's playing today? All right, what language is that? Perfect, let's get it.
Yeah.
They have no soul because
they
have no soul. I'm already paying upwards of $2,000 per ticket, and you're gonna charge me $20 for a hot dog? I don't got $20.
Hey, after a few drinks, you're gonna pay for that.
For sure.
Yeah, that hot dog. They know what they're doing.
You're gonna pay for two.
That is I mean, it's a hit. Yeah. If there ever was a hit like that, selling bacon wrapped hot dogs outside of a sporting event game, that is a recession-proof business.
For real.
It had to be a hot dog lady with. Album cover, Get Rich or Die Trying.
Seriously, yeah.
I could be going through it, broke as heck, but I'm gonna find some way to pay for that hot dog.
Yeah. That's like a Griselda, one of like the Griselda covers. the album covers will be like, I feel like that would fit in.
Because they always point at you with the little thing.
Hey, right here.
They don't have like, you want a hot dog? I'm like, bro, no, I don't. Leave me alone.
And like every other one is already asking you. Like you just said no.
You gotta.
And they're all related too. They all
seriously,
the same
yeah.
First people, they just make you like, you can see the smoke coming so they can smell it. And the second bird you ask you, and then you go to the final
third one
boss.
locks you, reels you in.
Yeah, you have to earn your way up.
This is a scheme. They work on it. They talk about this on a weekly basis.
They got a WhatsApp going on.
For sure, 100%. This is like a very organized operation.
100%.
And it seems like it's chaotic just because like there's so many of them, but no, they know exactly
what they're doing.
And
they're debriefing, like, okay, what went well, what didn't work, what do we need to change for the next week? All right,
their analytics is crazy.
Yeah.
the analytics is for sure. Like they're going back. Like they're how many did you sell? How many did you sell? All right, you're done. You're demoted. You're promoted. Like all this stuff. I guarantee you they're doing that.
This should be like one of those. What's that one new app where you can literally bet on anything?
Oh, Kalshi or Polymarket.
Yeah. It should be like which one of the hot dog stands outside of like this street is gonna sell the most.
Electric. That would be like just sitting outside of the stadium. And
and
you're trying to manipulate. You're like, no, go to her. Go to her. No, dude, this guy doesn't know. His hot dogs are all burnt.
I saw they fell. They all fell on the ground.
Bruh, look at her nails.
Bro, she doesn't wash her hands in 2 weeks, bro. Go to her.
And she got a bun. That means she don't like to shower. As I have a bun on.
She don't like to shower.
Oh, no, it takes one to know one.
Right.
The minute they charge you $20, I literally went to Vallarta and they were charging for the pack. Like it was like nine in the bread. Like there's a pack of 9, and then the bread is like, how come the hot dogs never match
That's
the
a real
bread.
thing
The bread?
too.
The
That's a
bread's
real
all
thing.
long.
It's like it's like what
You're
8
biting
bread?
all
They
bread.
sell the hot dogs in packs of 10 and the buns in packs of 6.
Yeah.
So it's like they don't add up. And
Well,
yeah.
let's figure it out. I gotta start a new company.
Also,
Like
loaves
this
of
match.
bread. Why do we gotta have a whole ass loaf of bread? Like, I just want like 3 slices for the week, and I have to buy a whole loaf of bread, and then like half of it freaking
Goes.
dies. Yeah, like it
Yeah.
just like expires.
Spoils.
I'm like, I just want 3 solid
You
little
eat
slices.
3 slices of bread a week?
Well, like, that's just me as giving it. I won't finish a whole loaf of bread in a week. Is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, and you throw
know
it in
what I'm
the freezer.
saying?
You throw it in the
No,
freezer.
that's so. Oh, I
Yeah,
guess.
bruh.
The freezer?
I mean, yes, maybe.
Y'all are just
but-
raw dogging
or or we just make mini breads. Like, can we just make
they
mini
do like
bread?
the half loaves if you go to like Ralph's or Vaughn's. Like
Yeah.
they'll have like the half in the
think-
bakery section. But I'm with
those
you
are
though.
good.
Yeah.
But like, you know what I mean? Just give me
Yeah.
half. Like, give me a little bread. I
yeah,
don't know.
just a little bit.
I just want a little bit. I just
All
want a
right,
taste.
what else?
Just a tip
what
of
else?
the bread,
We're
bro.
getting we're
Never the
steering
tip.
a little off course here. I know it's been a minute.
Sorry.
But what else do we got? What else did you guys see post World Cup that has caught your eyes?
The first thing, shout out to R.I.P. to Messi's dad. For him to, everybody's saying that he's not in it for MLS. His dad was sick and he still came to play a few games just for you fans. So shout out to Messi for being that strong and giving the fans what they want. But our prayers for his family.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was tough.
I don't know where I saw it, but he released like a quote.
He
about
like
saying,
3.
Yeah, how he was so disappointed that he couldn't win it for his dad, and like even he knew it was serious because he wasn't getting the messages
The
from his
phone
dad
calls,
after
yeah.
games, and he would sit and wait for the call from his dad to kind of
that's
go
so
over the game, and it
sad.
wasn't coming, so he knew things weren't going very well. So yeah, it's never easy. That's
I guess that just goes to show, like, you really never, like, at the end of the day, and I'm sure we know this, but it's like a reminder, like, players are humans too, and they go through their
Yeah.
own stuff, and they fight battles off the pitch just as we all do. And like, none of us knew this was happening
right.
outside of his games during the World Cup. So, and he's still locked in, and he was
Yeah.
still doing his thing.
And there's that kind of massive, like, kind of push against Argentina. And we
Yeah.
were not feeding into it, but, like, I definitely felt
Yeah,
it.
yeah,
And
yeah.
I was affected by it as well. Like, and so, like, yeah, you never really know what's going on. I still stand by it,
I did too, but I was like, Argentina and then Messi separate are two different things, I
Yeah.
think.
Yeah.
But clearly he was still showing up
It
for
was
himself.
Cristiano's team paying for bad ads, bro.
dude. That stuff. I don't want to get full conspiracy here.
Where are tin hats at?
But the whole Cristiano, his comments after they lost, and he's saying that the Euro is just as important as the World Cup, and he's been like kind of hedging his bets this entire time, where he's been saying like, Portugal's this tiny nation, like, like we never did anything before me, and he's not totally wrong, right? But there's definitely some like planned, like, I'm saying this to keep my legacy afloat.
Of course.
And the whole Messi Ronaldo thing continues.
Oh
No
my
matter
It's
what.
insane.
It's like this didn't happen.
I understand it's an automatic way to kind of get clicks. And this is like kind of goes into like what we're talking about before, where it's like we're leaning on the stuff that we know is going to get engagement. We know it's going to sell. We know it's going to, because I'm watching TV and I see Skip Bayless and Nick Wright and all these guys who make money off of their sports hot takes. And they're talking about Messi and Ronaldo. Messi versus Ronaldo, and like they're giving like their whole back and forth and why this guy's better. Chad Ochocinco, who's like very much of a soccer head.
He
right?
is a soccer head.
He is a huge Ronaldo guy.
I respect.
Yeah, I do respect this, but he's been like going extra hard to kind of fight for the Ronaldo, and I understand, right? He's someone that's been disrespected over the past 4 or 5 seasons, especially as his performances haven't lived to the standard that he set for himself. But to the fact that we're still having this conversation now is insane, and we need to move on into something else.
Yeah, but like, we got this World Cup. We got some stars. We got a Kubarsi that played real well.
Yeah.
There's a lot of young talent that made a name for themselves. The kid that Real Madrid just signed.
Yan Diomande?
Yeah. Another great player. So we're in good spaces. We're in this toxic relationship with Messi and Ronaldo, and we just cannot let go.
It's because
And we know they're leaving. We know they're leaving us, but we don't want to let go.
It elicits like an emotional reaction from people.
Yeah.
It's like like we're still talking about LeBron, Jordan, Kobe, like like all this stuff. We have these emotional ties to these players where I don't think there's that same tie to any player today. Like, and it's just because that level of greatness is not attainable. Like, like it's not a realistic thing. Maybe Mbappe will reach that, but I feel like even he doesn't have like stands like Ronaldo does. Like there's like Haaland doesn't have, he's broken out to become, a really top level star, but he doesn't have like the army behind him. Like if I were to tweet something about Erling Haaland right now, like negative, I'm not going to get bots flooding my inbox telling me to jump off a bridge. If I said something about Ronaldo, chances are I'm probably going to get a couple of those people.
They're going to come for you.
Yeah,
100%.
yeah. So there needs to the emotional ties that are connected to Messi and Ronaldo. We're going to be having this conversation in 20 years.
I think we're going to keep having this conversation until they actually just retire and like leave the game.
Even after they retire, dude, we're still having Kobe debates.
I know. Like I just can't imagine like who. I'm so curious who it'll be like when we get to the point where it's not Messi versus Ronaldo. It's X versus Y. Like
Mbappe against Lamine Yamal.
Right. I don't know if that's gonna have the same amount of juice though.
Right.
But Mbappe, Lamine, if Mbappe stays at Real Madrid, and I feel like Lamine is going to stay at Barca. That could be like the next thing, or somebody else that comes to Real Madrid's just signing everybody, so they'll sign someone eventually that will be able to kind of be that like pillar. Because I don't know if like the fans don't mess with Mbappe like they did Ronaldo.
Well, because he hasn't got the Champions League.
He hasn't won the Champions. Yeah.
Once
somebody wins multiple Champions Leagues with Real Madrid,
then it'll be on.
And then hopefully Barca can get to that level too, where they're winning Champions League.
Hey!
But
get him. I'm just kidding.
Yeah, we're just never gonna see anything like that again. But let's. Anything else before we wrap things up?
Also, just want to say shout out to NWSL because I did mention that.
Oh yeah,
it's still going. They're on season. We're seeing like great women's soccer, and also we're gonna have the Women's World Cup coming around.
Yes.
Right after. So
cannot wait for that.
Yeah, can't wait. Can we go to Brazil, please, and watch a Women's World Cup game?
Yeah, because if it's gonna be anything as spicy as the U.S. versus Brazil game
when there was
earlier
like
this year, there was like
cards?
7 or 8 red cards. The entire Brazil staff got sent off.
Yep.
If it's gonna be anything close to that level of spice,
it's about to be a girl fight.
It's about to go down.
Yeah. Shout out to who sings that? I'm blanking on her name. Not Brooke.
It is Brooke. Brooke something.
Brooke, is it? Okay.
Yeah.
Anyways, but yeah. So I think the officials for that match terrible. Did a horrible job of
they lost control
of controlling the game.
Yeah.
The officiating needs to be better for a World Cup. I think it will be better for a World Cup. But yes, I think this is probably going to be the most open field in terms of women's World Cups for coming up for next year. U.S. just needs to stay healthy. That's the biggest thing for them. If they can stay healthy, they're going to have the strongest squad. But, I mean, Spain is the truth. France is the truth. Brazil has some up-and-coming players. So, like, there's going to be a lot of, England's going to be there. So, I'm really, really looking forward to
the U.S., the girls are kicking in a notch. I'm seeing Alyssa shining.
Alyssa's killing it with Chelsea. Yeah,
and then her sister's killing it with Angel City.
Yep.
Like they're doing great. Trinity is hopefully she gets back to those glory days that she had. So I think the U.S. hopefully we win it again, man. We need a World Cup.
It's about time. We need something to brag about because 2019 is the last World Cup we won. That's coming up on 8 years.
Did we beat Japan in that World Cup?
No, we beat Netherlands in the finals. Yeah,
Japan was a previous one.
Japan was in 2015. That was a Carly Lloyd midfield goal. Yeah, that was a banger. And then so it's not going to be easy. And it never. I don't think any of those World Cup wins that we had were quote unquote easy. 2019 team was one of the best teams I think on ever assembled. Like that's like a like you talk about like the greatest teams ever put together, like the 02 Brazils and the what was supposed to be the 26 France. Like, that team, that midfield, Sam Ewis, Julie Ertz, Rose Lavelle, unbelievable stuff, and it's gonna be hard to replicate that. But I'm looking forward to the next Women's World Cup and the lead up into that, because the hype going into it
some good stuff.
Throughout the next 11
You're
months.
going to more World Cup games.
Hopefully, I mean, Brazil trip.
Hey,
we're
I'm
manifesting.
in there.
Yeah. Okay, you guys need to get your FIFA credentials.
Oh yeah.
Okay, you guys right now.
We have to apply for a season pass first, though.
Yes.
Okay.
So you get
NWSL.
NWSL or LAFC.
Yeah.
Do either one.
Let's go to. We haven't gone to Angel City in a while, so
I'm
hey,
up
they
to
have
City.
Princess
They play
Theme
Sunday.
Night
They
on
play
Sunday.
Sunday. Yeah.
Princess Theme
Let's
Night.
go. I'll be there. Are you guys gonna go?
Sunday.
I'll talk.
Hey, give me some tickets.
What am I?
The
ticket
plug.
sales?
The plug. All right. Shout out to Juice.
Juice, man.
Number one. I can't believe Juice has been the first dog that we had on this podcast.
Yeah.
And,
Oh, second.
Real demure. Oh,
I've been here every episode.
No,
He's like,
DOG,
what?
not DAWG. Yeah.
Come on, dog.
This has been another episode of the Urban Pitch Podcast, The Beautiful Game of Life. For Julio Monterosa, Bridget Flores, Juice Sosa, I'm Ramsey Abushala. We'll see you next week.
Back.